Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon on this beautiful Father's Day. Hope you all are well as we get underway for our final day of TSCC Spring 2024. I'm Boney C, joined with Pastor once again to
Yo,
give you this conclusion
yeah,
of
should be really good.
these past couple of weeks. Where we got some nice matches to come and go. A lot of teams actually looking to for a win here in Division 1, 2, and 3. But our eyes will be on Division 1 to kick things off. What do we have going for us?
We are going to have an incredibly biased match to begin with because
Yes.
I'm English and Boney is Dutch, and we're starting off
Yes.
with Netherlands versus England. So
Perfect.
you're going to see one of us celebrating, one of us commiserating. I'm not sure which one it'll actually be. I've got to admit, I hate to say this. I think it's slightly in the favour of the Dutch, but
It's somewhat tough. Yeah. So where I think the pendulum may swing is really the rally. We know England is avoiding rally, right? And Netherlands has been playing rally, so I think that in and of itself may cause some issues for the English squad. But I mean, at the same time, we've seen Epos and Idolus just being banger and banger of a time. I'd say besides the rally, they need to make sure that that inconsistency that we've seen from them yesterday to be scrubbed away. Because that has been, it's really been a bit of, own worst enemy, and not even necessarily the opponent in some of these rounds.
yeah, for sure. I think the one thing going for England, though, hear me out.
All right, all
So
right,
Denmark knocked Netherlands down to the lower
sure.
bracket, and then England knocked out Denmark. So I
Yes,
we're going to end up with a very strange rock paper scissors scenario, where England should win this. I might be a little optimistic here, might be clutching
sure,
at
sure.
straws, but
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you may be up to something. You may be up to something. But yeah, it's let's just say a bit of a rock paper scissors situation. I mean, at the end of the day, as well, both teams in the lower bracket, as mentioned, right, was not fully expected for Netherlands to actually be dropping down
oh,
to
not at
the
all.
lower bracket. Right from round one, they've been dropped down into lower and been having to contest from that point on. So yeah, bit of a longer journey. But at the same time, England, same way. They also have been fighting their way through and pretty much taking everyone out, both teams, who then afterwards came down into the lower brackets. Like, yeah, get down to our level, we'll take you down, right? But now the two champions of the lower bracket facing off against one another, and the winner of those will be up against Germany, who,
Yeah,
in a bit of an upset, lost 3-0 versus Norway, waiting in the grand finals right now. That was still ridiculous to watch, honestly, just to see,
yeah,
this
Norway.
German squad so strong, but then to be, well, just dismantled like
Yeah,
that.
Norway were in absolutely incredible form yesterday. I mean, they knocked out England 3-0, who have, now made it top four. They knocked out Germany 3-0. Two of the three remaining teams they've got to go against, they've already beaten 3-0 in the knockouts, and I believe they beat the Dutch side in the Swiss. You'll need to, fact check me on that.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
Um, these are all kind of known matchups. Uh, but we do have picks and bans it, so
Yeah.
we
Yes,
will
we
look at
do.
them very briefly. Um, First we have ban of 22 from England and 14 from Netherlands. Then first pick from Netherlands 1, we have 15.
Yeah, some tight dirt action
Yeah,
to get in their way.
it feels like
Interesting.
a brave choice to me because, England does have Epos, and Epos is very good on dirt.
Yes. Yeah. Very true. So I do wonder if, in that regard, they feel like either Stufs or Knusje, two Dutch players who are also quite adept at dirt, to be the ones to perhaps be able to counter that, right? Because in that sense, as you say, a bit of a interesting choice to to actively pick into somebody, you know, who is good at dirt. And 15 is all about the dirt. It's all about getting those slides correctly. And not only that, the space that you have available.
It's
There's
so
not a
tight.
lot. It's so tight, and it's so easy to also like just these small little hops to catch some airtime, which you don't really want. A lot of optimization, a lot of low speed at that as well, right? To control your car in that way. We'll see if that does pay out. For England, though, 24 being picked up, I don't think that's surprising anyone whatsoever. We've seen Apples just drive 58 after 58 on that track, but it never has looked that convincing every single time we've seen them play on 24, despite them clearly being good at the map. It's just been a bit, you know, somewhat tricky. So I do wonder how that'll go. I do believe when a Dutch squad has played on that, they haven't been looking too good either, to be fair. So may still be a good choice. Following that up, we have 13. 13 we haven't seen too much of. I'm trying to recall what 13
Yeah,
is.
I'm trying to remember what map 13 is.
That's how often we've seen it.
Yeah. What a rare pick.
Well, we'll see it. I'll see it when I believe it, and then I'll fully remember, obviously. And then closing things out with the last pick from the Netherlands being 12.
Reactor Grass. That again feels like a strange pick, considering that, you know, a common pick for England has been 16. Billy hasn't always paid off, but they show, you know, competency on that strange kind of reactor penalty grass surface, especially as it's becoming quite common in comp. You see them very heavily in Kerberos maps, and now a lot of people are starting to take that idea and run with it. So I would expect the common comp players, people like Sox, like Epos, like Idol, to probably be representing England on that track. I'm sat here trying to remember what 13 is.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I see it, I know I will know it. But at this point in time, it's probably one of those maps I repressed because I got AT on it and I was done with it. That's my guess. But when we see it, we see it. Our final map, full wood, is going to be 7. And, you know, every time we've seen 7 in the past, it's really just been neck and neck with the, you know, just really just getting the lines correctly on the wood, trying to get as much speed out of it as possible. I know in the past, the Dutch team has been a fan of picking wood maps, but oh, there you go. It's the jump sideways over snow. Thank you. Yes, now I fully remember.
Yep,
yes,
I've just looked at it. Right, I'm going to interrupt you. We're live.
Yes. Hey, we are live. This is the Dutch pick. They are top seed, hence them being able to pick first. And 15 to kick things off. We've got Spammy, Stuffed, and Knusje currently out for the Dutch squad. Epos, Idolus, and Sox.
Oh, what a no-slide from Epos.
Yeah, what speed. Just shooting past Spammy right there. And Stuff's in 3rd place. They really need Knusje to stay in 5th. And for the time being, able to stay in that spot. But Sox is looking quite hungry at the moment. Good fight between Epos and Spam at the moment, though. Very close to one another, though. It does look like
so close
going to be able to get it out there. Yeah.
He's left all alone. Where's everyone else? He is.
Left all alone. This is a bit of a... I feel like this is not a coincidence anymore. This is very much the rule that it seems for the English squad. They tend to have one player who is out on top, really driving great times, but missing the rest of the team. Has been costing them so many rounds.
Yeah, and first one we lose there is Sox, as we then see a mistake from Spam. So that leaves... Oh, only 3 at the top, as Stuffs goes and drives all over penalty. Not where you want to be. So it's going to be a bit of pressure on Idolus here, I think. Find his camera. There we go. Because if Idolus can't hold on to top 3, and Epos doesn't make any major mistakes, this should go the way of England. Knusje losing a bit of time there in the previous section. He might be able to get past Idol, but Idol's fight isn't with Knusje. It's with Stuffs, who is a good 4 attempts behind. Idol will hold on to 3rd, and that round will go the way of England. By early mistake from Sox there. So, not quite a complete one-man band there.
No, exactly. There's 2 mistakes happening on the Dutch side there as well. So that very much costing them the round along that way as well. So for now, 1-all. Still, you know, on the Dutch pick. I haven't really seen any reason to necessarily doubt the choice, but at the same time, it's only been 2 rounds. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. As for the time being, Stuffs is taking the lead at the moment over Epos. Spammy in third place, following suit to make sure to keep that top tree locked up. Ooh, nice no slide there from Epos. And look at the speed he is gaining with Stuffs making a mistake along the way.
Okay, so now Sox versus Gnatia. If Sox can get on to third, that would be huge. It's going to be super tight here. Epos looking to hold off Spam. And Sox moves in front of Gnatia. For now, he's going to hold on.
He does.
And they go 1-3-5 again. So,
yeah.
Epos, I feel like we haven't really been speaking about him. It's a bit like Max Verstappen effect. You don't talk about him because he's always up front, and that's just kind of assumed. So
yeah.
we haven't really been speaking about him, but, you know, 3 rounds, 3 wins, it puts the Dutch in a very difficult position where they need all 3 of their players there every single time.
Exactly.
That said, this time around, Epos, I thought he made a mistake there.
I think a little lag spike. I mean, he is there in second at the moment. It did seem like a mistake just from the corner of my eye, but
poor no slide there.
Yeah,
very poor no slide.
That was most definitely a mistake.
A very good opportunity for Dutch. Gnatia and Stuffs. 1-2. Spam crashes. So long as Gnatia can keep it clean, this should be an easy round for the Netherlands. Epos makes a mistake, and that will be the round going the way of the Dutch.
Yeah, 2-all. I mean, it's so far, it seems like a pick that has been picked for the Dutch to, they know they drive well on, but not necessarily taking their opponents into consideration too much. Because so far, honestly, it's tit for tat. Haven't necessarily seen any difference in terms of pace. Every one of these players is able to drive fast, and it's really a matter of consistency. And 15 is all about consistency. Great start there from Epostera as well. Great no slide as well to get so much speed into this dirt section here with the rest of the Dutch squad kind of lagging behind. Sox supporting right now, though, in second place. Spam and Stuffs looking to get in front of the English player. And then we do see that Stuffs is able to do it for the time being.
Sox still holding on. This is huge pressure on Sox. And Spam crashes, and that should be the round done.
Yeah, not
if
a lot,
Epos holds on to first, then... Oh! Where'd Idle go? Where'd Idle go?
Where did Idle go, indeed?
That's a huge little mistake there.
That's definitely not what they were looking for. They had that opportunity, right? That potential for you. Idle is just unable to stick the landing at the end, to take full advantage of the mistake on Spammy's side. And Sox somewhat flustered, maybe.
Idle goes flying, and this round is looking very dodgy for England already here. It's going to rely on some big mistakes from the Dutch side.
Yeah, for the time being, though, Stuff's taking the lead from Epos. Spam and Knusha just trying to get in between. Idle's just having issues this round. Again, missing up that transition right there. Just getting a bit too much awkward airtime. Falling ways behind. So Epos at the moment just lonesome at the top for England. Still showing off that he has what it takes. But yeah, unfortunate situation where the rest of the team is not quite there to support. And it's going to be 2-3-4. For the Netherlands to get another round in, and they lead 4-2, looking to pick up their first map, just a singular round, but they have looked vulnerable, right? It definitely is not going to be an easy one here.
Yeah, great race there between Stuffs and Epos, all the way to the line.
Yeah.
Stuffs complimenting Epos' end right there.
Really?
I think these are two of the best. These are two of the best generation late TM 2020 players. Of course, the light Ava, Epos drives straight into the first wall.
Well, they both.
Okay, right. I'm never giving a compliment again. It's just not worth it. It just doesn't work.
It just goes wrong every single time. Yeah. Well, I'm
Epos
happy with the situation.
Though. He's moved up to third despite that early error. That wasn't the perfect turn. He's got 2 attempts to make up. He's going to need a very good ending here if he wants to get past Gnatia and Spam. But they need this to try and keep this map alive.
Yeah, Fnash trying to hold down the wall, though. Trying to hold down the door. Epos is right behind, but it's not going to be enough even if he overtakes right now. Does not do it, but still a close round up until the end. And for now, Netherlands picking up the first map, leading 1-0. This is their own map pick, so moving on to 24, which is an England pick. Not, nice to see the Dutch leading, but clearly for what we have seen so far, this is very much an even match.
Yeah, it started off very close, and I think there are a few rounds where just like 1 point didn't go the way of the English, and that kind of led to a scoreline that looks perhaps more dominant than it was. But we're now going to go on to map 24.
24, yeah.
Which I gotta admit, I do slightly fear for England here. You know, they're going to be playing against some top quality players, and someone like Spam, he's obviously an incredibly quick player. But I remember watching Carl talk about him, and he said the scary thing with Spam isn't his pace, it's that he just finishes every single round.
Right, yeah. It's in that sense. I mean, still one of the things that I remember seeing, knowing why Spam is as good as he is, was a LAN a couple of years ago, one of the first Dutch LANs we've had for Trackmania 2020 after, you know, the Rona things. And he came into the tournament pretty much unprepared, and he looked somewhat vulnerable. But at the end of the day, it's as if he was training, if not more, than the other competitors, and just completely cleaned, you know, just cleaned house. It was ridiculous to watch. It really just gave you an idea of what, you know, a player like him is capable of. And even though he hasn't been, you know, playing competitively anymore to the degree that he used to, he is still a force to be reckoned with due to that. And I think 24, right? That I think the most mixed map that we have, right? That would fit into a competition. This probably does play to Spammy's strengths.
The only section that doesn't feel like a comp map is this bobsleigh, but it's only one turn.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like this whole section, I mean, wood still isn't really common in comp, but you know, this kind of weaving plastic, this is something you'll see quite commonly in competitive maps at the moment, and these are all, you know, top level, like mixed competitive players. These aren't specialists in a certain surface. These are all mixed players.
Oh yeah.
So interesting, not a single change of lineup there.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Darkest Sentinel seeming to warm up at the moment.
Oh, Dark Sentinel is
to perhaps take the bench.
Yeah, indeed.
So there is
that has changed since I last flicked over the camera.
That's all right. That's all right. But yeah, no, on the English squad, though, still Soxin, still Idlison, still Appleson, and honestly, again, the best player I think we've seen on 24 the entire tournament has been Epos. Just so many 58s driven during rounds is just boggling to the mind. I mean, it's already impressive enough to see a 59, low 59 come out for that matter. But having seen him drive, you know, 58.8s, 0.9s on a track where I think, you know, most people will be struggling to just get AT, let alone gold, perhaps, is impressive in and of itself, and is that boon for England. And it makes sense why 24 is picked, but as also mentioned at the start of the match, this has been a bit of an Achilles heel, right? Just missing the team at the end of the line has been causing England quite some trouble. But let's see if this time around that will be the case, or if they are able to take their map no sweat whatsoever as we go live for map number 2.
Yeah, you'd hope they maybe would have done some practice on this track after the inconsistency yesterday, especially if they knew it was going to be a common pick going forward for them.
Sure, yeah.
And the whole team is very, very balanced. We can see Sox and Idle, of course, Spam and Stuff's very quick here. It will be on Epos to try and fend them off as we go into this bobsleigh section. Epos not getting best line he's ever done, and this does look like a Dutch 1-2 for now, but Epos gets past one. Going to be hunting down Stuffs. We go on for slippery surfaces where Epos is so good, but so is Stuffs, and this is going to be a big ask to try and overhaul this lead. I think it will be too little too late.
Not enough speed, not enough space. And a 59.2 from Stuffs to secure that first place. Spam just covering the rear with a 59.6. Darkest Sentinel not having the best line. But 1 point will do to allow the Netherlands to lead map number 2 1-0. Yeah, it's still, you know, Epos we've seen be faster, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, a couple of lines didn't look as clean as he usually would drive him. I think it's a matter of perhaps warming up a little bit. Oh no, I know we didn't catch it on stream, but Idle is unfortunate crash right there, entering into the grass.
Darkest Sentinel, massive accident, though.
Epos
crash, only Sox and Spam at the front. Where is everyone?
Absolute chaos.
What this is actually going to come down to is Spam versus Sox. I gotta be honest. Fox is a great player, but I don't think that was the line I was anticipating saying anytime soon.
Well, he has quite the lead at the moment. I mean,
He has 3/10 advantage. Everyone else, not really going to be any overtakes behind. Idle had a massive accident, really far behind. So it should hold on to 136 here. If Stocks could stay ahead, and
yeah, he's doing it.
This reminds me of the very first round we saw on this track.
Yeah.
With Norway versus England, which was utter chaos. I think one person finished. On a clean run, and it reminds me of this. This round can take names sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
But you know what? It went in England's favour, so.
Yeah,
considering
I can imagine you're quite happy with the result.
yeah, we'll put it like that.
Yeah, it's just gameplay tactics, a bit of RNG
manipulation.
By Docs.
My Darkest. Okay, we're up to a 2v2 at the front.
Bit of chaos happening, but yeah, it's for now Stuffs' Spammy versus Epos and Idolus.
Oh, that is a big mistake from Stuffs. Big mistake from Idle. Socks up into third now.
What is going on? It's just this inconsistency from both sides. Spam with a bad landing. And just like that, it's a 1-2 for England after just
Idle's
40 seconds.
Up into 4 somehow. We see Stuffs trying to chase down Socks here. I have no idea if it's going to affect the result. I don't think it will.
No.
Socks just needs to keep it clean here. Epos needs to keep it clean. He's the only one actually on a clean run. He drives at 0.2. I dare say it was a bit pointless to go that far, given the next person was a second behind in his own teammate. Yeah, another incredibly crashy round there, but it goes the way of the English.
Yeah, it's a bit messy, but hey, I mean, they're getting the results that they're looking for. So, can you really complain? Can you? I mean, kind of, because
yes would be my answer.
You want it to be a bit more convincing, a bit more clean, a bit more, motivating, if you will. Ooh, Spam this time around.
From Spam.
Yeah, it's Epos, Idolus, and Sock currently in first, fourth, and fifth, and Stuffs and Darkest Sentinel.
Ooh, Sock makes a mistake.
Yeah, it won't be the biggest considering Spam's mistake.
Nope. Spam is very far back.
So it's going to be up to Stuffs right now to try and catch up to Epos if the Dutch want to get a round win here. But at the same time, Idolus in top 4 is hunting down Darkest Sentinel. So with Stuffs seemingly losing more and more space onto Epos, I don't think that is going to be the way going forward.
Idle goes for move on Dark Sentinel.
Great attack.
Yeah,
to pay off with the speed towards the end.
Close.
He does.
It will, and that is the first semi-convincing round. We have the first 58 out from Epos.
Yeah.
Stuffs drives time it would have won almost any other round, but ends up second that time. As Epos drives a 58-9. That is incredible pace. But that's the first round where I think England have actually looked like they picked this map, to be honest. Even though they're 3-1 up.
I mean, it still hasn't been as clean as would have liked. Socks with the small mistake right there. But even then, a good round there for England. And just making sure that they're getting the points that they need on their map pick. But the star player right there, Epos, unfortunate crash right there.
Yeah, that's a big error.
To be fair, every time it has happened, mistakes have happened on the other side as well. So far, though, everyone's driving relatively clean. We've got Stuffs currently smack dab in the middle of Socks and Idolus, who are trying to get this round win in with the two of them. And that may actually be enough. So it's up to Stuffs right now to just hold down the door. And Socks is really pushing onto him, right? Just really giving a lot of pressure, pretty much side by side. Does manage to get away from him, heading into the plastic. And we'll see if that will be maintained. As Spam actually is trying to get in between as well.
Stuffs crashes! Idle wins the round!
And it's a 1-2 for England. Unfortunate crash right there. Really costing the Netherlands the round there. Needed that first place, but hey, sometimes the pressure just gets to you.
Before now, we've complimented Epos saying he's a bit ahead of the rest of the team, but that was an incredible round from both Idle and Socks. They were able to put the pressure onto Stuffs, means that he couldn't just drive safe lines, and it forced him into a mistake. And they were there. They picked up the pieces, went 1-2 without Epos being anywhere to be seen. So, yeah, that was an absolutely incredible round from the pair of them. Less incredible from Idle, but even worse from Dark Sentinel there. That's going to be a huge respawn. Socks not enjoying that corner one bit.
No.
Clips.
Oh. Yeah, now we're 1-3-5 positions for England, so should be a 5-1 victory as long as they hold on to these positions. And considering the time between all of the players, I don't think that's an unreasonable ask at all. Just need to drive out the round now.
Yeah, big gap behind everyone. Stuffs, I think, has made another mistake. He's now almost 3 seconds down. Idle just needs to bring it to the line, as does Epos. We get first, we get third. As long as Socks can go and finish, which he's going to be able to. That is GG. England get a point on the board.
Yeah, 1-0, and moving on to 13, which is, as mentioned in chat, the rally car would into penalty snow and try to get as much speed as possible by going sideways and making your way on the other side of the wood. We'll see. We'll see, though, if that will be beneficial for England. Again, we haven't really seen them pick into rally too much, so I am somewhat surprised for them to choose into 13. Perhaps it's a bit of a counter pick into the Netherlands. I'm not quite sure what times they have at the moment. I will take a look.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see a lineup change. I don't think I've actually seen Burnt Bagels playing once, which is, unfortunately, kind of how it seems to go. When it comes to these England sides. He's been featured quite a bit, but doesn't end up playing that heavily, but he is an absolute specialist on ice. So, it isn't an ice track, though, so, I don't know, maybe he'll come in? I'm really not, I have no idea who we're gonna see.
He is, so just looking at the times real quick, fastest players are Idle, Burnt Bagels, and Socks on 13, so perhaps it is a choice to bring Burnt Bagels in. On the Dutch squad that will be going to Dark Sentinel, Poopoor, and Spammy J. Well, there you go. Darklight also confirming that. Cheers for that. So, it's good to have that ace up the sleeve, right? I think that has been part of the English game plan, right? Just to have at least one player you can build on, that can bring in those 6-pointers and make sure that the rest can cover the rear. Works out.
Yeah,
like 50% of the time, I would say.
It still feels like quite a brave pick, though.
Sure.
I don't know. If I was picking maps, I wouldn't have gone 13. So
14 was in fact banned. Yes. So 22 and 14 being banned.
Yeah. Chris agreeing with me in chat, like. I'm very confused. I don't know what the play is here. Maybe they've all just been, offline cracking.
Who knows?
Got secretly absolutely cracked times on this very strange track and are gonna, try and surprise everyone. But yeah, I am stumped by this pick.
Yeah, I mean, Idolist is looking quite fast here on warm-up. I mean, the best way to see, how fast people are is really just to see how far they can clear the no-steer block. And, he's getting some nice jumps in during warm-up. Oh, Spam not so much as I swapped over to him. But yeah, no, there's a lot of, I mean, Rally Wood is one thing with the hairpin uphill as well. But then the sideways section, sometimes can feel a little bit like a bit of a gamble, right? Just make sure you get the sideways action correctly, hoping you get the speed into the wood section. The wood section isn't flush with the penalty snow, so, a crash may occur, which we have seen during Swiss on this track. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's going to be Burnt Bagels, Idolist, and Socks versus Spam, Dark Sentinel, and Poopoor. And we are off for map number 3, 1-all, and we do see that the Dutch are leading at the moment. Poopoor and Spammy in first and second, the rest of the English squad right behind, but this is the part where speed matters a lot, and it doesn't look like the English squad has what it takes to overtake Poopoor and Spammy at the moment, so they will have to keep going forward and take this one too, and they do.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, that first round has done absolutely nothing to alleviate my confusion towards this map
No.
pick. I've not really seen
Yeah.
anything there that suggests this was a good idea.
It's
map,
yeah.
England.
I mean that may be why I was like trying to think which map this was, right? Why wait, 13? What is 13? And you know, it's not until highlighted by chat that I think that's where the confusion started to set in, but here we are. And yeah, for the time being, it does look like Spam and Poopoo are doing a phenomenal job driving in top 3 once again. Socks in between as well, looking at the speed. Spam with a mistake right there.
Left.
And that's what
where was he going?
That is what I was talking about. Yeah, it's very easy to falter right as you enter into the wood section out of that sideways. And while Poopoo does get the first place with a clean 33.8, it's the rest of the English squad coming in to bring point number 1 their way.
Yeah, they do
Giuliano,
get a point.
don't laugh at them, man. I know you're so good at this. Come on, don't laugh at them. They're trying. They're trying to. Giuliano was absolutely crushing on 13.
Giuliano's taking note of like, right, pick this against whoever we're playing against. You will be playing one of these two, so if you're not impressed by either performance, then.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But no, that's enough chitter chatter. Ooh, a lot of sideways going around.
Ooh, Dark Central. Oh,
mistakes.
This has gone well.
Yeah, yeah, 2 mistakes on the Dutch side.
That was the most biased bit of casting I've ever done. The 2 Dutch players crash. I go, ooh, this has gone well.
Ooh, this is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they use something. Maybe the English use something, but there was just no consistency on the Dutch side, and they just figured they could get 2, 3, 4 every round. I still think it's brave, but they are 2-1 up, so what do I know, I suppose? We'll see if they hold it, but...
Yeah, but as mentioned, right, it's you see it that exiting out of the penalty snow is what's causing, at the moment, these issues for the Dutch squad, right? We consistently see them crash at that point. Darkest Sentinel taking the uphill... hairpin turn just too narrow every single time as well, causing him some issues at the same time. And once again, it is the English leading, but Poopoo with a lot of speed starting to chase down some players. Not quite sure if it's going to be enough to get past Burnt Bagels. He's really trying to get past it. Socks fails, and Poopoo comes in. Let's go.
Huge mistake from Socks there. This tiny little clip costing him the time, costing him third. Wait, that's a draw.
Oh, Darkest didn't finish.
Darkest didn't finish.
Darkest did not finish. That is... That's not what you want on a track like this at all. I feel like, you know, even with the timer that we have, should be enough time to finish. But as mentioned, right, he's consistently taking this hairpin turn a bit too narrow. This time around, making it a bit easy, and you can see it does him so much more favors. Who was it that crashed right now? Was it Idolus?
I think it was Idol, yeah.
Yeah, and Socks having some issues as well. Burnt Bagels alone at the top.
Team not there, really. Yeah. Don't know what Socks is doing.
Little bit of you know, touching up the fence, you know, giving it a nice paint job. Either way, definitely not gonna be winning them any rounds. And in fact, with Burnt Bagels failing at the end, that's gonna be an ace for the Netherlands. Could have been a lead, but yeah, I think just on the Darkest Sentinel side, that hairpin just really cost him a lot of time. He may have hit the checkpoint while going through it, standing respawn. Not quite sure what happened. But either way, for now, 2-all. Still on the pick for England, but yeah, it's still somewhat confusing as great hairpin turn right there from the Dutch squad, and Burnt Bagels and Socks, the only two somewhat nearby.
Bagels goes wrong. Darkest Sentinel goes wrong. Need a big mistake from Spam of people here. And although you can make mistakes here, all you're going to do is clip the wall at worst. Yeah. But the 2 of them finish, you know, 33 football, almost 33 Spam. This is,
Is this a choice? Did they mistype?
I don't know. I wonder. Were they aiming for 12 or 11 or something? I could imagine 11.
I pressed enter. Well, we can't go back, guys. Yeah, no, we can't. We can't backspace. We're not allowed to. Sorry. Yeah, there is. No, yeah. I mean, it's not as if they don't have the records, right? Again, we looking at times. It is somewhat evenly matched, but it's the fact that England hasn't really picked into Rally and now actively picking a map that not only is Rally but also using wood and the penalty snow to its favor as well is yeah, just an odd choice, and it's really starting to backfire now that the Netherlands is not making any mistakes anymore. And look at that, another 33 coming in from Poepoer and another ace for the Netherlands. This is very precarious as next map 12 is a Dutch pick.
I think it's 12. I feel like would be a better map for England than this.
Perhaps, yeah.
I could see even winning 12. I haven't seen the Dutch lineup on there or the England lineup, but just going off the style of track it is.
Sure.
I'd be anticipating a better performance from England and stuff like that than this. It's like they reverse their picks almost. Mistake from Poepoer there, so
yeah.
It's very important.
Sideways slide once again.
Yeah, Idle gets it very nice, as does Sox.
Yeah.
Probably going to get
overtake
past Darkest Sentinel. Yeah, England going to get another point here. Barring any major errors, just into the finish now.
There we go.
Yeah, but that's another point for England. Down but not out yet. They
need
two more. They need two more. What do you mean? It's my very convinced voice.
No, I can tell. Still,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just cuddle up below a blanket, right? Oh, come on.
Yeah,
it's like a horror movie, right? You don't dare watch. You got the pillow in front of you. But yeah, it's 2 more rounds, right, for England to try and get that map pick back out of a possible win for the Netherlands. But no mistakes from any of the players. We'll see how this slide goes for sideways. Poepoer a lot of speed. Ooh, Dark is dead. Spammy behind as well. It's a fight between Idles and Poepoer for first place, but will it be enough with, at the moment, Sox in third? I don't think it will. Sox will be able to clear that. Ooh, Poepoer actually overtaking. And Dark is coming in 5th.
Yeah, Bagel's too far back. Slightly missed opportunity of that round. But
yeah, it's 2-1.
I'm still.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm still a little confused.
This is a big fan loss, perhaps. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with the results, right? I'm happy with the counter pick, but I very much agree with your confusion. I'm not quite sure what the decision making was behind selecting 13 here. Again, it's not as if the times aren't good from the English squad. It's more, no point has Rally been a choice. So yeah. Rebel isn't here. This is true. Yes. So yeah, we're going on to 12, a map personally, this is my least favorite, but that's because I just suck at this style of track, right? It's all grass, it's all boosters, a lot of penalty grass in between, and just maintaining that 4th gear, trying to get as much speed out of these turns as possible. Whenever I play this in ranked as 1, I don't play ranked high. I'm a gold 1. People still struggle getting AT. And I am positive that these players will be able to crush that AT. And just get as much speed as possible out of it. It's a lot of control over the penalty grass that will determine where things will go. And the Dutch team picking into this one, and for good reason, looking at times. That is pretty much Knusje, Poepoer, and Stuffs. These are the 3 fastest players with a 0.6 and 0.7s. 39s, I should add. Putting, the slowest player of those 3 on number 37. On the English squad, though, they do have to contend with Epos, who does have 14th spot with a 0.5. And following that up, we have Sox and Idlers, who are 61st and 152nd with a 0.8 and a 0.9. So, on average, the Dutch squad is faster. But as we've seen pretty much throughout the entire match, even with 13 being the way that it went, the teams are very evenly matched, right? And they definitely have that room to answer whatever it is their opponent may throw at them. I'm alone, guys. Help.
Oh, sorry,
I think
it.
Bassi went off to cry. Are you alright? You needed a minute? That's okay.
I'm still recovering from the last map.
He's in shock. All right, it's fine. I get it. I mean, it's yeah. We're just gonna have to deal with this pick. We're just gonna see this pick. This is a best of 5, yeah. So this is match point at the moment for the Netherlands. If the Netherlands is able to win their map pick right here, they will knock out England from this edition of TSCC. But if not, and England manages to counter the pick, we will be finishing things off on 7. We're off. Warm-up is over. Yeah. Players are good to go. As mentioned from our times, we do see Epos, Idolus, and Sox for England. And for the Netherlands, we see Stutz, Pupur, and Knusje.
Yep, I really don't know how this one is going to go. Pupur with a very good start here. Epos in second, trying to catch Stutz there as well. I'm not seeing much of the rest of the England team, it has to be said. Down in 5th and 6th. Not too far behind, but they will need a mistake here, and I don't see one coming. It's not a track where there are major mistakes to be made. Epos is going to lose out on first by a tiny margin, but Sox and I were there, so I don't think it was going to matter too much.
I mean, good times coming in from top 3 there as well. All 39s. We got some 0.8s and a 0.9, so the pace very much being set nice and high. But yeah, Sox and Isle is not able to match the pace for that round in particular. And yeah, as you mentioned, right, there's not necessarily that many spots where, you know, I suppose a crash could happen. It really does come down to the conversion of the speed that players will gain out of these penalty grass sections, as we do see a crash from Epos into a checkpoint. Now, checkpoints, they're on every map, right? That's just part of the game, and unfortunately, driving into a checkpoint doesn't mean you go through the checkpoint. This is not Grand Theft Auto or any of that type of game, right? Where you can just drive through trees or something.
Yeah.
But does look like an ace.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Idolus denied the ace, but doesn't deny the point.
That's fair. That's fair.
And yeah, despite me talking about that, I thought this would be the kind of map that would favour England. It looks like it's definitely favouring the Dutch here. England haven't really been able to touch them yet.
It's definitely been just a pace issue for the time being, and yeah, a map like 12 does favour pace quite a bit. Consistency isn't as big of a factor here due to how open this track is.
Once again, we're seeing Sox and Idol at the back. Epos, you know, up there in the fight, but he is all alone. The gap that Sox is going to have to make up is too big, and even in that fight, Epos isn't exactly winning it. Got quite a gap now to Knusje and Pupur. One that I don't think he'll be able to close up in this final section track. He will not. And that is another 1-2 for the Netherlands, and I think this could end in... Could end in a bit of a thrashing for England.
Pupur just, I mean, I'm not sure if, so the time posted on the Trackmania events time was a 0.7 from Pupur. He just drove a 0.6. So he's not just driving well, he's driving PB pace right now.
Wow.
So it's yeah, very much, I think a bit of a writing on the wall, a crash happening right there from Sox. Did start off in first place, heading into one of the trees on this beautiful map here. But definitely making the chances, the odds for the English squad dwindle more and more by the second. We see Epos not having as much speed out of that jump as Knusje at the moment, who is starting to really challenge Epos. Oh, and a crash there as well. It's going to be another race. And 4-0, what started out as a just a banger of a match, honestly, just hit for a tad and a lot of back and forth, is somewhat ending on a whimper at the moment.
Yeah, one more round to wrap it up for Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I expect them to. I haven't seen anything on this map for England. No way they can try and stand up to the Dutch squad here. So
it's I mean, as you mentioned at the start of the broadcast, one of us would be down in the dumps this time around. I mean, when I was casting with LC, it was me. As in Netherlands was playing against Greater Ireland. This time around, it does look like the Dutch are. Despite this crash right there.
Right, hold, come on.
Potential, copious. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
Stubbs
Koku's
is
gonna
in
be enough
first.
though.
Can I just check?
Yeah,
Third.
and Kusha,
He picks
ooh,
up
actually
second for good
overtake.
measure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and that
that's gonna
is
do it.
GG. That goes away of the Netherlands. Yeah.
5-0, very clean.
Yeah, absolute
Yeah,
thrashing on the final track. Great pick from the Dutch there. And
definitely.
I do think the Netherlands probably have a stronger team this edition, but I dare say that a bit of a match was lost in the pick bans for England. The strange pick of 13 and then getting
Yeah,
absolutely demolished on 12. That's really not what they needed.
it may have been that just looking at times, looking at what the Dutch squad is performing well on, perhaps somewhat lost in the sauce, if not. Just trying to figure out what is that second pick, knowing that 14 was banned, may have cost us maybe a bit of a Hail Mary, right? But yeah, it just didn't pay off. Didn't pay off. I mean, it was 5-3, right? So all things considered, in terms of map score, relatively close, but it didn't feel that way, right? It felt more, yeah, like I said, like a Hail Mary. And
Yeah.
it just the gamble didn't pay off, and with that, Netherlands able to win it 3-1. So congratulations to the Netherlands. You get to play Germany.
Yep,
Oh.
enjoy that.
Oh.
Nice easy game for you,
Hey.
nice and relaxing.
All right, if you want to beat the best, you got to beat the best, right? So
Exactly. The only other match that we have in is from Division 2. Finland versus Scotland. That will be going the way of Finland 3-1. So this has been a pretty poor start for British Isles, it has to be said. We're down to just the Welsh. Down in Division 3. Hopefully they can win that, but yeah, I think thoroughly deserved result there for Netherlands. And yeah, I think Netherlands versus Germany could be a very, very good. Looking forward to seeing that.
Oh yeah, very much agree with that. So yeah, Russia Estonia still ongoing. Not quite sure what the status is over there. Not sure if there's a POV. Perhaps, I believe there has been a POV for Russia. One of the players has been doing. Let's see if he is doing that at the moment. Just scrolling through. Damp Light. That's right, Damp Light is doing that. Does look like, just looking at the score at the moment, they are playing on 21. It is 2-2. What, oh, wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, they just, wait, is it? I'm a bit confused about the map. No, if I'm looking at the scores, it says 5-4, 1-5, 5-4, 5-2. In my mind, that reads like, I believe that's Russia winning that, but they are clearly playing on 21 at the moment. So I'm not sure if they're just playing for the hell of it, or if they're playing because they need to. But either way, it does look like Estonia just one map. No, did they just win map 20? No, they were 1 point off. They were 1 point off. I thought they took it there. I'm a bit confused about the scores right there. But the match is about to conclude, so I don't think it is quite worthwhile for us to jump in for one or two more rounds.
That'll be posted
Yeah.
in Results channel soon enough, I'm sure. For now, I think we're going to go and throw to a break.
Sounds
and
good.
Yeah, we will be back with Netherlands versus Germany.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh, hey. That's the wrong thing. I did not.
Hey, whoa.